morning, everybody. Happy Friday Eve to you. I'm Rob Evans, and welcome to Daybreak Plus. We are recapping all the local news you may have missed overnight, and then we're going to go deep into the topics that actually matter to you. Now, today, as we wrap up Black History Month, we're showing you the ways Austin has changed and continues to change with the help of the Black community. That is coming up in a few minutes. But first, we begin with the what you need to know as you head out the door. And this morning, it is a not good news. The growing measles outbreak in Texas has now become fatal. The outbreak expanded from mostly West Texas now to North Texas. Officials confirming a case in Rockwall County that is just northeast of Dallas. You see it on the map right there. One child who tested positive for the measles virus has died. Health leaders say that child was not vaccinated. As Perry Russom reports, doctors are concerned about the spread, especially among children who are vulnerable.
Overnight, a Texas community holding a prayer vigil for a child who died from the measles.
We pray for the healthcare team.
The Texas Health Department says the school-aged child was not vaccinated, marking the country's first death from the measles in a decade.
This is a big deal, and we are now seeing a very serious consequence of what happens when we have measles in our community.
More than 120 people have been infected with measles in West Texas, largely spreading among rural Mennonite communities. A vast majority are unvaccinated patients under the age of 18. Dr. Johnson is a pediatrician in Lubbock.
I didn't expect to ever take care of measles patients in my career in any meaningful way. It seems like something from the past, but if we don't continue to vaccinate and do the things that we did in order to make these illnesses of the past, then there'll be illnesses of the present.
Several measles cases have also been reported in New Mexico. Officials say there is no apparent link between the outbreaks, but experts are warning cases will likely spread beyond unvaccinated religious communities.
It's not a question of if, it's a question of when we will see more measles cases popping up around the United States. Since the pandemic, we've seen vaccination rates slowly decline.
Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. insists the outbreak is not unusual despite turning deadly.
We're going to continue to follow it. Incidentally, there have been 4 measles outbreaks this year. In this country last year, there were 16. So it's not unusual. We have measles outbreaks every year.
Overnight, Kentucky reporting its first confirmed measles case in years. Experts say the vaccine provides lifelong protection. A booster can be helpful, but check with your doctor. Perry Russom, ABC News, New York.
You heard that the first death in 10 years in America from measles. Right now, there are no confirmed cases of measles in Austin, but officials are holding a press conference tomorrow afternoon to talk about it. It is set for 2:30 p.m. You can see it right here on KVUE+. Over to politics now, and today the Texas Senate Committee on Education will hold a hearing on a bill that takes aims at DEI in public schools. The bill just kind of reiterates that parents have control over moral and religious teachings. They have control over education of their kids, medical treatment of their kids, and it also bans K through 12 schools from having DEI initiatives, from DEI hiring programs. It bans the teaching of gender identity, sexual orientation, and it creates a way for parents to file complaints if they have one about DEI. The hearing on the bill begins at 10 a.m. And we now know that about 600 IRS employees in Texas are set to be laid off by the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. This is part of the Trump administration's plan to shrink the federal workforce. Austin Congressman Lloyd Doggett shared this information on our partners at our Austin American Statesman. Doggett said he expects more firings for IRS workers and worries those could affect refunds. And in the consumer news right now at 7:04, developers at Apple, have you heard about this? Are working to fix a glitch in their iPhones. We saw it this morning, kind of going through if you're kind of doom scrolling your phone. So users have posted videos on social media using talk to text button, right? And they say the word racist and the word Trump shows up. Now, it's not just racist, turns out, okay? Anything that starts with the letter R when you do talk to text does the same thing, says Trump. The tech company says the issue stems from a phonetic overlap between the words. Apparently they sound the same. Apple says the fix will be made as soon as possible. And here's something I don't think I've ever had to say before in my life. Chipotle looking to hire more workers this year. We get that, but they're using their hiring agents are going to be artificial intelligence. What? The burrito company wants to use its virtual team member called Avocado, like avocado, but Avocado, to hire at least 20,000 workers. This is ahead of burrito season. I didn't make this up, people, which runs March through May. Yes, burrito season. Chipotle says Avocado will talk to candidates, answer your questions, collect basic information about you, and then schedule interviews for actual hiring managers. Okay, so Ava doesn't actually do the hiring, just kind of sets you up for the hiring. I feel a little better now. All right, 7:06 right now, and let's get a check of weather and traffic. Grace and Hannah, can you imagine getting interviewed with AI? Like, no pressure, Grace, at all.
Isn't it funny, Rob, that burrito season and severe weather season are at the same exact time? I got to figure that one out. All right, looking over Texas today, we've got cloudy weather on tap, even a bit of drizzle out there in some places. We have a cold front shifting across Central Texas, now headed off towards the coastline this morning, making way for a little bit more humidity in the atmosphere and, of course, a bit of drizzle. So where we're seeing that drizzle, we've kind of heightened our sensitivity for the radar at the moment. Down towards Bastrop, now moving into areas of Fayette County and Caldwell County. That's really the only moisture that we're seeing on the map for this morning. Otherwise, it's just that cloud cover and also the breezy winds that are moving in behind that cold front. 28-mile-per-hour gust here in Austin, 33 for Burnett, and quite gusty if we're looking out towards the hill country as well. Temperatures not too shabby to start the day. We're starting off pretty comfortable, 62 for Austin, and then out towards the hill country, most of them in the 50s this morning. We do have quite a cloudy look out there. Here's a live look at Lake Travis. You can see those low-level clouds, but thankfully we're not dealing with any foggy issues this morning. Low visibilities the past couple of mornings, and of course we wake up today and we've got a lot of cloudy weather out there. Might make you think that you'll run into some fog, but today we should be good. Just a little bit of drizzle out there, but of course as we head through the day today, that cold front is going to keep our clouds around for a little while longer. 68 degrees is expected for our high temperature today, so we won't get as warm as yesterday or the day before. We got up to 83 degrees yesterday here in Austin, so it was certainly a lovely day. Allergy count, we're still noting areas of medium to even high cedar out there, as well as elm boosting up to the medium category as well today, so be on watch for that as we head into this weekend, because warm and dry weather is on its way back in. So we see the return of sunshine for Friday, mid-70s for those high temperatures tomorrow, and then we continue to work up those temperatures for Saturday as well as Sunday. Most of those high temperatures this weekend will range between the upper 70s to about 80 degrees across the region. Sunday, you'll note that small chance for some rain. We are tracking a lower level system that will give way to some showers as we head into early Monday morning, but our greatest chance for rain is going to come on Tuesday as we track another low pressure system. This time things could get a little bit shaky around Texas, maybe not here in Austin, but of course we're watching the potential for severe weather Tuesday night into Wednesday, mostly for portions of East Texas and of course extending over towards the Mississippi River Valley as well. So here's that storm outlook for Tuesday. Again, we'll be starting to watch this by Tuesday midday and then again for Tuesday night as that starts to shift into East Texas there. For the moment, we just have a 15% chance for potential severe weather clipping Milam County at the moment, and then that chance gets even greater as you head towards Shreveport. All right, 7-day forecast for you guys looks pretty good from where I'm standing. Of course, we do have to watch things for Tuesday night into Wednesday with that next cold front coming in, but this is going to be a really, really nice weekend for everyone across Central Texas. Over to you, Hannah.
Looking good on your end, not so much on my end. We got a couple serious crashes we need to get into right now. So your time is 7:10. Let's talk about what's going on in downtown Austin. We still have an active crash at Riverside Drive, which is already slow on even a good day. So definitely still feeling that. A lot of people sitting out there. This is that live look at Old Torf, and this is all in those northbound lanes, also clogging up that frontage road as well. And then here's a not so pretty picture of Mopac right now, heading southbound through North Shoal Creek. This is our Steck Avenue camera, and you can see that crash site there really clogging things up if you're moving in from North Austin. So now let's take a look at the maps so you can see a different vantage point here. This is once again approaching Lady Bird Lake. We've got 2 lanes blocked, Riverside Drive, several miles of that backup. So you'll want to kind of rabbit hole around. You can either get on 71 and kind of weave your way up. It just depends where school and work is for you today. But a couple options there. You won't want to get stuck in that until we get it cleared up. This is the crash on Mopac in our neck of the woods here at North Shoal Creek. You got that crash site there southbound at Spicewood Springs, and then look at that doozy all the way up. So definitely feeling that as well. And then last but not least, my friends coming in from Bastrop today, you might want to get on El Camino Real and work your way through Cedar Creek because we still have that active crash in Garfield. There was a crash on both sides of the highway, and this is still impacting westbound travel. So kind of a doozy today. You can see we got a lot of red and orange across the map. So practice your meditation and best of luck to everyone, Rob.
Yeah, good luck is never a good thing to hear when it comes to traffic. But hey, at least it's Friday Eve, right, Hannah? Today, speaking of good luck to all the UT players, the NFL Combine. Today is the start of the Combine. College players showing off their skills by going through all these drills, trying to impress the NFL scouts for the upcoming draft. And 14 Texas Longhorns are going to take part in the Combine. That is the most ever for UT. Defensive linemen and linebackers go through the drills today. Defensive backs and tight ends tomorrow. Quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, skill positions they call them on Saturday. And offensive linemen on Sunday. Fan Day, by the way, will be on a Saturday, April 26th. Now, we say, what is Fan Day, right? So here's the deal. It is no longer the orange-white game. That's what's going on. They have replaced it. So what it's going to be is a free photo op autograph chance, right? It's not going to be clear. Are we going to see any actual football during Fan Day? Probably not. But the football team is expected to announce more details in the coming weeks. And in case you missed it and you wonder, well, wait, what happened to the orange-white game? Last week, head coach Steve Sarkisian said the team would not have a spring game because of, well, a couple of reasons. One, due to how long the past season has been with the playoffs, the extension of the season during the SEC now, they don't want to get hurt. Obviously, they also don't want to show with the portal, the transfer portal, they don't want to show other teams what they've got when they can lure them away with money, right? With NIL money. The coach says he wants the team to focus more on conditioning in the offseason, shift to football drills and practice later in the summer. So there you go. Going to have to wait a little bit longer to talk about football. But hey, baseball season's almost here. We can talk about that right now. In about a month, the Round Rock Express will begin its 25th season. My goodness. KVUE's Brian Mays has to look back at the team's memorable moments over the years.
We went and visited with some people in San Marcos. We went to Georgetown. We went to Round Rock. And we started looking at where was the geographic center going to be of the Austin metro area in the year 2020.
Set the pitch. Bang.
This truly was a cornfield owned by the Thielander family. You know, seeing Old Settlers Park and all of the infrastructure and the youth baseball fields and everything that had been built, we saw the vision of what this stadium could be.
That open field off Highway 79 in Round Rock became a first-class baseball stadium that has hosted more than 1,600 games. An average of well over 600,000 fans pass through the gates every single season.
Our family has continued to put money into the Dell Diamond. We're sitting in the brand new visitors clubhouse we have right now. The city of Round Rock has continued to put money into the Dell Diamond. So we've continued to keep this facility as good as it was the day it opened up.
There's no doubt the Express are synonymous with the city.
Round Rock Mayor Craig Morgan has seen firsthand what having an organization like the Express can mean to a city.
We've had a great relationship over the 25 years, and it's continued. I know the 15 years I've been in office, it's continued and only probably gotten stronger.
This isn't just a baseball team, it's a business, a good business. In fact, the team was just named the best place to work by the Round Rock Chamber of Commerce.
This organization has been blessed to have people that, one, love serving others, two, love the game of baseball, and I think three, appreciate the quality of life they're afforded living in Central Texas.
There have been some memorable moments in the past 25 years. One of the best happened the very first season when the Express won the Texas League Championship. Other big nights have included a Hall of Fame level player and a Hall of Fame comedian.
The Roger Clemens game was incredible because the build-up to him coming back to helping the Astros, get to a World Series, obviously having played at the University of Texas. I think when we had Will Ferrell do his Rojo Johnson and come and actually take part in a game with us.
So, what do the next 25 years look like? Could Major League Baseball be a part of the future in Central Texas?
The reason that we started this was because we believe that Austin's a big league market, that one day there will be a big league team here. What we can do as a community is just continue to be one of the top AAA franchises, continue to grow as a community. And so when they do decide to expand, it'll be a process that, lots of cities like Austin will be a part of. And we hope to be a part of that if that time ever comes.
I'd love for Round Rock to be in that conversation with this facility. I think there's things that we could do, and there's space around here that potentially, could happen. I hope that this stadium and the Express are here 25 years from now.
We've been involved in the game for a long time, and we've owned other teams, we've run other teams, but I think the Express is always special to us because they gave us, the city of Round Rock and the people of Central Texas gave us an opportunity to pursue a career in the passion we love, which is the game of baseball.
That was Brian Mays reporting right there. I can't believe I missed Will Ferrell. I'm not sure when he was in town, but season 25, by the way, begins March 28th, and the very first home series begins April the 1st. All right, it's time now for our deep dive. And as we wrap up Black History Month, we're taking a look back at the people who were a big part of Austin's history and people who are a big part of Austin's future. We begin with the backstory of a popular Austin neighborhood. Here's Bob Buckaloo.
It takes a lot of money to buy a home in this neighborhood. This is the area known as Clarksville, west of downtown Austin. But there's one house here that's not for sale. It's the home that belonged to Hezekiah Haskell and his family at 1703 Waterston Avenue. The Haskell house was built in the 1870s in what once was a thriving black community. Clarksville was a freedom colony where formerly enslaved people found a place to live following the Civil War and emancipation. The house stayed in the Haskell family until the 1970s when it was donated to the city of Austin. Today, it serves as a museum that tells the story of historic Clarksville and of the strong pioneers who lived here. In the 1920s, Austin City Hall urged black families to abandon freedom colonies like Clarksville and move to East Austin, where they were promised paved roads and utilities. Many families took the offer and moved to the east side, but many of Clarksville's black residents remained until the 1970s, when gentrification eventually forced them to move. The story of the Haskells and the black families who lived in Clarksville is the focus of a fascinating new documentary that can be viewed on the Austin Parks and Recreation Department's YouTube page. It tells a story of determination, change, and loss for the generations of black Americans who once called Clarksville their home.
Growing up in Clarksville was great, though. We grew up so close, like brothers and sisters almost. We looked out for each other. There was more love in the community then. There's more love in the community. But things have changed.
Bob Buckaloo, KVUE News.
And Bethany Cemetery is the first African-American cemetery in Austin. And as the city continues to grow, one community leader is devoted to keeping a big part of the city's past alive. Here's KVUE's Isabella Basco.
For Sue Spears, the president of the Bethany Cemetery Association of Travis County, every headstone tells a story.
When space was no longer available for backs to be buried in Oakwood, then Bethany became a reality. We have people that were enslaved, that lived through slavery and emancipation. We have Civil War soldiers.
As the city of Austin gentrifies, Spears is feeling an urgency to step up preservation efforts. In the past, the cemetery has faced the threat of being taken over by a development company. While the development will still get built, they did make an agreement with the Bethany Cemetery Association to not interfere with it. Still, there's work to be done.
Many times we have come out to, broken headstones. We even have had some satanic rituals that have gone on here.
Keith Crippen helps with conservation work at the cemetery.
In death, these people need the respect they didn't get during their life, and it was really sad to see this place looking so run down.
To help people better understand its significance, Spears says they are working on getting more signs outlining the history and offering tour groups where people can learn more.
They endured so much in their lifetime, and they laid the foundation to what we enjoy today.
Keeping a part of Austin's story alive in a changing city. Reporting in East Austin, Isabella Basco for KVUE News.
Bella, thank you very much. It is now 7:21, and there's a dance school in East Austin that's been providing a space for young black dancers for the past 17 years. This is a really cool story. KVUE's Malia Masamoto spent the day with the dancers as well as the founder of Ballet Afrique, who is passionate about sharing her culture through dance.
Let's go. Tendu, retire, tendu, plie.
Leotards, tights, and tendus.
Squeeze, ankles come up right where they are. Touch the heels.
Everything you'd expect to see in a ballet class, but the music.
Containers over your head.
Is what makes Ballet Afrique unique. It's how Ballet Afrique's founder China Smith envisions ballet. Growing up, the ballet bar didn't always feel like home to Smith.
When you are a ballerina and you are brown, sometimes you're the only one in the room.
While the music played during her childhood ballet classes was classical to some of the dancers, it was never to her.
It might be classical in this part of the world, but it is not the all be all in the classical music. Classical can be from any country.
So she's giving young dancers the studio that she was never able to experience growing up.
Nice, Angelina! Nice, Derek! Yes, 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 yes! I like to connect the two and bring both into, mostly bringing the cultural significance of African dance into the ballet world, just so that it makes sense in our bodies.
The combination of ballet technique and African music adds purpose and storytelling.
There's a billion different rhythms inside this rhythm.
And gives dancers like Angelina more confidence.
For my daughter, I wanted those same things. I also wanted strength, confidence, her ability to express herself, and then also be around other girls that are looking to do the same thing.
Apart from ballet, the dancers also train in traditional African dance.
I'm really comfortable here and I love moving my body. It's easier to get into and really feel it in your heart.
At Ballet Afrique, generations of dancers have learned not only technique, but cultural pride.
It's just like my home. I can't imagine being anywhere else or doing anything else, so for me it's just like part of who I am.
I had no idea when I started this what the outcome was going to be. I'm very proud of it.
Parents say Smith is the one to thank for that.
Oh, it's China. It's China, hands down. She's a pillar for the community. Well, Black history is American history, so she's a part of that.
And inside this space that these dancers call home, they'll continue learning and sharing their passions well beyond the bar.
It's for everybody to share. It's not just for Black people. It's for Black people to show the beauty of their culture so that we can change the world.
In Austin, Malia Masamoto, KVUE News.
see the passion and the meaning on China's face there. She kind of hit her cheeks there. Malia, thank you so very much. And we are going to leave you now this morning with something to talk about. Take a look at this.
Unforgettable. Oh, I love to dance. That's the only thing I do.
Life goals. How about that? Speaking of dance, right? A very special celebration for this woman in Florida. Antoinette Grant just turned 105 years old, and all she does is dance. How you like that? She credits her longevity for her love of movement. Antoinette celebrated her birthday dancing with family and friends, as you just saw right there. She has 3 grandkids, 4 great grandkids, and she is still moving well. Very nice. I'll tell you what, that's it for Daybreak Plus right now. But if you want to talk to us about what's important to you, let me know about it. Text us at 512-459-9442. You cannot call it, you have to text it. But you can also message me at Rob Evans TV on Insta, on Facebook, or X. And stick around because Daybreak continues right here on KVUE Plus. Goodbye, everybody.